What we saw, let's say, in the recent trends because of uncertainty is that the balance is moving around security of supply, because this is just a key need for each and everyone in the economic developments. The security of supply, diversifying the sources of energy, where comes the oil and gas, where comes the different resources that you need, including the minerals, by the way, depending on the energy you need. So this security of supply is one of the key elements for the leaders to consider as of today.
Absolutely. I mean, we are in an environment that is more complicated from a political and strategic point of view than it has been for years. And it has a direct impact on the choices that are made by leaders in terms of growth strategy and expansion. There is a reaction to emergency, a reaction to stress, to pressure, to danger that pushes leaders and companies towards safety, both in terms of physical safety of the assets, safety and predictability of the markets, predictability and security of the supply chain, and we'll probably talk about it again. There is a trend that pushes towards more profitability, and it is, to some extent, at the expense of the sustainability part. It doesn't mean that sustainability has been completely forgotten. Obviously, it is still key on the agenda of a number of countries, on a number of companies. It is especially important in Europe, and let's hope it will continue. There is still, of course, a trend and a willingness to expand internationally for most players in the sector. But because of all the reasons that Mathieu mentioned, expansion is taking a different shape now. It is becoming more selective. It is probably a little bit less enthusiastic than it was before. Because before moving to a new destination, to a new geography now, you need to consider, first of all, whether there is safety. And what we see is that a number of our clients that were expanding quite broadly with just a desire to set flags into new country, now they're becoming more and more selective, and they're going to countries that they know, where they feel safe and where they can predict profit and revenues.
The energy sector is a long-term sector, meaning when you invest is for 30, 40 years. Very, very high amounts of capex. So you need to have sufficient comfort where you invest. So you have to be more selective. It means also manage better or more closely your capital allocation. Because we are coming from a growth strategy to a strategy which is more focused on margin and profitability.
And one of the issues that is in everybody's mind is volatility. There has always been volatility in the energy world. It was especially true for oil and gas. It was less true of electricity, and actually electricity was seen for a long time as a relatively safe haven. It has basically all changed since 2022, and now even electricity is becoming a more risky, volatile, unpredictable business, and that's something that is extremely difficult to navigate for managers and for companies.
Looking ahead, to succeed in this global and uncertain markets, I think you need adaptability. It's the key word. Being sure that you have the capacity to adapt, even if you are in a long-term project environment, but you need to still be flexible. You need to be able to plan as much as possible. This is where maybe AI can help also. Better planning of the operations, better capacity to manage the different optionalities that you have big potential asset portfolio, where to invest, why, including all the constraints, all the KPIs into the system to better plan.
Indeed, succeeding in a fast-moving, in an evolving world, in the specific energy infrastructure universe is probably even more challenging than in any other one. We're talking about a world where each project is worth hundreds of millions, billions, tens of billions when we talk about data centers, and where the investment process takes years. So when you talk about investment readiness, it's absolutely key for us in this sector. The world is becoming more volatile from now, so you have to adapt to that. But anticipation, preparation still is the key, even though it is more and more difficult to apply in the real world.